Welcome, everybody, to the Monday night weekly race. My name is Natara, and I am one of your two commentators for tonight. I'm also going to be joined by Game Boy F9. Say hello.
Hello, how are we all
And
doing today?
hopefully fabulous. We're also joined by Couch23, our tracker, and Smapety, our wonderful restream. So with that, I think we're about ready to get our racers started. So we're going to let our Smapety get them started. And Game Boy, do you want to tell us a little bit about these flags?
Sure. I played these Saturday morning. It was quite a challenge, but it was also fun at the same time. So the big obstacle is that you have to knock out every single boss fight on the moon, and or at least most of you anyway, know that that's going to be very difficult. Also, only 3/10 of the boxes are going to be available to you. But to help you out, they're going to be totally wild. So maybe all the boxes will be animate armors, which will be great.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're also going to have you can pick up characters wherever you want. We're not going to restrict you, so you can go to Mysidia and grab those two characters if you want, or you get the free character at the waterfall cave, etc., etc., etc. So it's a challenge, but it's not ridiculous.
Absolutely. And a lot of what's going to determine how easy or difficult these flags are is going to be where that darkness crystal is. And one thing is that we don't have locked away characters. We don't have locked away key items. So it's going to be interesting to see who runs directly for extra characters and who's going to run for that key item sitting in Toria. And hilariously, not only do we have a demist start when we don't need the demist, everyone's starting with an adamant armor, which is, and a foo, which is kind of easy town here. Hopefully, things get a little harder from here.
My goodness, that is definitely one heck of a start. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help them a lot. You stick that adamant armor on Fu and stick him in the back row, and you're pretty unstoppable. I don't think we have Fusia challenge on either. And without that, it means Fusia starts at full power.
I think he is on Fusia challenge.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out with how many hit points they have, and then we'll tell you what he gets to do.
Absolutely. So first we're getting all of our objectives up, so that's going to help a lot. We are using objective mode, so in order to get the crystal, all the objectives need to be completed. And as Game Boy mentioned earlier, those objectives are in fact killing, I believe it's all the moon bosses, or yeah, all the bosses on the moon.
Yeah, and we do see Fusoya only having 500 HP, so that is why Invenerable is immediately going to the Mist Cave.
Yeah, and that's smart because for every boss you defeat, Fu will learn 3 new spells. So easy boss there, and it legitimately is an easy boss of King and Queen Eblin, which is easy basically no matter where you find them. Next up, going to Toroya to get that free key item. Meanwhile, we see Dragus going to Mysidia to get those free characters. I saw Tella, and I think it was Porum. I didn't quite catch who the other free character was.
Yeah, Tella, of course, being unfortunate, but it is how that goes. As we're going to see an item over in Invenerable side, it's the package from Edward. Will he turn that in for the character there? We'll find out in one moment's time.
Yeah, and Tella on Mount Hobbs, which is, yeah, I don't know that I'd fight this, but there are some items at the back of Hobbs, and again, Octomem is another boss you can kill for 3 spells. So the more easy bosses you can get rid of at the beginning, the more powerful that super foo is going to be. Also, you can see only 30% of our treasures are filled, so you're going to see a lot of empty treasure chests. Someone has been by looting all of our chests preemptively. That's pretty rude.
Yeah, I know, right? And we see Dark Elf over on Poydrak's side, and oh no, and then it's followed by the Baron Gauntlet. All right, this is one of my favorite flags in the new version, where the traditional gauntlet is replaced with a gauntlet appropriate to that area. So, oh, I love this.
So that can make the gauntlet really easy or really difficult depending on where we find it. So finding it in Baron there, especially with this party and Fu already having fire too, it's going to be fine. That's not going to be a problem other than time consuming. In Venerable, meanwhile, finding Water Hag, who is just 3 hits and it's dead, in the Antlion spot, though didn't look through any of the treasure chests for loot. So, oh, and we have Luge in the Octomam spot, so that's another not bad one.
Man, this is amazing. All 4 of our runners doing completely different paths, so it's really hard to follow right now. But Invariable picking up the hook from that spot.
Yeah, that does give him potential underground access depending on what bosses are blocking that. So that can be big. We'll see what he chooses to do, whether he dies for that. There is also a character down there, so that could be useful. But again, we'll see how Inven decides to play this, whether he treasure hunts a bit more first or just dives straight down.
And Loremaster converting into Balnab Z there for the waterfall fight. But now he's going to deal with the real fight.
Yeah, no one believes this is the real fight. Luge, no one believes you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, now he's turned to a skeleton. So, yeah. And now everybody's poisoned.
And it does look like we have no dupes on, because we did start with a Porum, and oh no, sorry, I think those are the folks that went to Mount Hobbs. Interesting. Yes, we do have dupes on. Yeah, they're the folks who went to. No, it's not, because those are Palom and Porum. I have no idea which.
Yeah, but I thought I saw 2 Tellas. Like there was a Tella in Mysidia, but maybe I was wrong with that.
Yeah, there was a Tella in Mysidia, but no one who has gone and gotten the Tella in Mysidia has also gone to Hobbs to get that Tella. So I think dupes are probably on. That seems incredibly likely.
All right, we've got a winner over in Poydrak's side, and he will win the Adamant. Regular adamant, so that's 1/2 toward the crystal that will actually be awarded when they knock out all the lunar spots.
Actually, that Forge the Crystal I don't believe is part of this, so it is just a key item.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is a key item. So we, if we can get to 10 key items, it will double the amount of experience we get. So that's nice, but otherwise, not particularly useful. Ooh, Odin hanging out in Fabul.
Oh my, so this probably will not be a very difficult fight. Well, no, not if you're dealing 4,000 damage.
No, between that adamant armor and the lit 2, that's literally a joke. So, gotta love that.
And I believe Poydrak just learned the Sylph spell on Rydia.
Very useful. And Luca Key is the prize that we got from Fabul, which does lead to this Cave of Summon, or not the Cave of Summon Monsters, the Seal Cave, but you've got to go underground to use it. So hopefully not required, but we'll see.
You never know. Oh, we have silk webs available in Fabul. That will be a very interesting note.
Yeah, they do the equivalent of, I think it's 2 or 3 times slow. So they're a very good item, and they can be used on many bosses, and also can be very useful against Zeromus. So definitely a very good Japanese item. It's 2 times slow. That's what I thought. But it's a very excellent item. Invenerable now diving ordeals. Looks like he's the first.
Yeah, I believe so. That is correct. And but it is a little bit more valuable than you normally would see it. There will be a free character right here, and that is not the free character you wanted, even with the spoon flag on.
Yep. But we'll see. Again, it's not like you had to dismiss anyone. It is an extra body there. And there are 3 bosses here. So that is 9 more spells for Fu. And once you get through, that will unlock all the spells for Tella, which can make him infinitely more useful.
Oh boy, one of the most dreaded fights: Cindy, Mindy, and Sandy.
The best.
Although with Fusoya dealing 1,200 points of damage, I don't see this fight lasting very long.
No, and especially Invens has a Fire 3, which he won't be able to use on Cindy anymore, but he can use to target the other 2. So that's going to be incredibly useful. We might get a bed check in Kaipo from Poidrak here. We'll see.
Yeah, not a lot of inventory. This is one of the downfalls of that 30% sparse flag coming in. But here is that check that Natara promised, and it's Rosa. That is of interest.
That is of interest. It's vanilla, and we're going to see if there's speaking of interest, anything good in the item shops. With only 30% of items in the chests, and especially with them being wild items, you're not going to get a lot of those decent higher amounts of curative items and such, so you definitely want to be checking your item shops for those. And yes, this is the beta flags version, so there's a lot of features that you might not be familiar with. So and one of them that they're doing right now is we do have objectives, and as you can see on the screen, the win conditions for this are to kill all of the moon boss spots, which will, upon completion, will give you the crystal, and then you have to defeat Zeromus, of course.
Oh, yikes. Rubicon being the second boss, and Fusuya is yet to learn an ice spell.
Not nice. That is definitely a pretty rude spot.
I mean, it'll be a heck of a lot less rude when Fusoya learns some ice spells, but right now, I'm not seeing Venerable doing much here. We're gonna try a Fire 3 then.
I believe that triggers a counter. And does damage. Nice.
Okay, well, that's something I just learned today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I knew you could do some neat things with fire against Ruby, but I'm not sure I was familiar with that. But I'm assuming it's only with the cloak closed. It probably swaps the elemental from between ice and fire. Nice. Well, that worked very well, and hopefully there's not someone incredibly rude in the Ordeal's cave.
And Dragus is about to challenge Rubicon here in just a moment, as we're about to see the item and the third of our Ordeal's bosses.
Ooh, not a key item, but never say no to that moon veil.
No, that's a pretty powerful item. I mean, you pretty much everything's a miss with that moon veil.
Absolutely. Moon Veil is a Japanese-only item, which not only gives you Reflect, it also gives you physical immunity, which doesn't wear off. So in certain spots, that Moon Veil is absolutely invaluable. So definitely good to have one of those in your back pocket.
Not a lot of boxes in Demkayan. I saw a Drain Spear and a Ninja Helmet, but we don't have any ninjas.
Okay, now we can finally take out those last 6 bombs that make up Mom Bomb, finish off that terrible fight, and complete Mount Ordeals. Looking more and more like that hook is going to be the play.
Yes, and we saw that the white spell was unlocked for Fusoya, which is not the spell you want, but it is a very nice spell.
Yeah, and Couch, our tracker, pointing out it was Edge at Damsian as character, so that could definitely be useful as well. Edge is a very good character.
Oh, I must have missed that. So thank you very much for that, Couch. So yeah, the Ninja Helmet will probably be very helpful then.
It'll definitely help with things like physical damage and such.
All right, now it looks like Poydrak is going to challenge the Fabul Gauntlet and will probably be successful, I would think.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, he's entertaining everybody with the fact that 3 of his characters are poisoned.
Not for long. Thankfully, you do get a free heal at Fabul right before whatever is sitting there. So that is definitely useful if you are in need of a cure.
Well, we
Oh,
see
Odin.
these. Yeah, our good buddy Odin. I did see the Sylph being available at a store, in an item store in Baron. It might have been where that Sylph spell was learned there, and I see a Star Veil pickup over in Baron Town Treasury.
Yeah, also helpful. Same as the Moon Veil, except it does not give you that physical invulnerability, only the wall spell. And it tends to last longer than a self-casted wall. So, again, another very useful item. And Inven now doing the fight in the Baron Inn, but we do know that it is just the adamant. So, good to have a key item, but not the progression that he's hoping for.
No, but it will give Fusui another 200 HP, and then we'll only be 15 spells away from full power.
Yeah, and Fu is very good at full power, so...
Ah, there it is, my favorite flag ever, the alternative Fabul Gauntlet.
Yeah, it is shiny. Yeah, Alt Gauntlet is one of those ones I was going to say we're just playing around with now because it's new to the beta. Sorry, you go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people in chat were hoping for the Fabul Gauntlet to be up in like one of the moon places, and then we would have been fighting a whole bunch of red dragons and blue dragons and behemoths.
Which is great for experience, but is bad for, it can be a little bad if you're like lower level.
But I did see Behemoth, and we will be running into Behemoths today because we are required to defeat Cave Bahamut, and we turned on the Behemoth fights. They are mandatory whether you turn the encounters off or not.
Yeah, they will still be there, so please enjoy the upcoming Behemoths. They will be fought. There is no choice in the matter. Everyone will be fighting them because everyone has to do Cave Bahamut in order to finish this seed. Enjoy!
Although it could be to the runner's benefit because they will get a minimum of 170,000 experience. Which last I checked was a ton of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Poydrak is actually looting the Antlion Cave, which is something that Invenerable did not do when he came through here. So, not too much in here, so not a huge loss for Poydrak. There was a Crystal Helm, I believe, which is nice if you get Cecil, but depending on your party makeup, you might not even want to take Cecil, even if you do find him at this point.
I do have to say one more thing about this alternative Fabul Gauntlet. Normally at this spot, the second Baron boss scores you no points, but this Fabul Gauntlet does score you points, so this actually was very good news to our runners. Which makes me think that Scala Kitty, once again, is not fulfilling her title of a Scala Seed.
But Scala would never roll anything rude. Hashtag blame Scala.
Of course you do.
That's right, we do, Scala. Fight me.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Okay, so Inven is going for that hook, so he is going to get his edge and gonna get that progression. So we're gonna get our first look at what is sitting in Eblan Cave, what treasures, what character, and of course, what hopefully incredibly rude bosses are sitting up there.
Yep, I think, yeah, you're right. There is no other alternative. I mean, the package could get you a character, but yeah, that's about it.
So it'll be interesting to see what characters might be sitting there. I, of course, want Rosa because Rosa makes everything better. Or another Fusuya, that'd be great.
Meanwhile, out in chat, a pillow fight has begun.
As you know, happens.
Yeah, I know, but hey, what can I say?
Oh, Luge, you tried so hard.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't even matter.
Yeah, I know. That was a great attempt by Luge to knock out the almighty Invenerable, but I'm gonna be honest, that was not his best effort.
It really was not. There's not much which can sit in that spot and put a real good effort in. It's just a free spot in most cases, or one you just don't have to fight, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Fusoya now at 1,500 points has now unlocked Quake. But Nuka, it's taking its time to show up.
Hey, but Quake goes a long way and is a lot less MP as well, so we're not sad about that. Also, can't be blocked by wall in the way that Nuke can.
Too true, too true. And speaking of not being blocked by a wall, how about the Sylph Call, which Poydrak has just done against Cindy? That goes right through her wall.
Yeah, the self-summon is really quite powerful. I'm not sure if it was fixed in this version, but it's supposed to have a 25 MP cost, but in every previous version for sure, as long as you had 25 MP available with Rydia, it didn't actually spend that 25 MP. So you could do damage, heal your party, all for free. So there are many seeds where that is just absolutely invaluable.
Yeah, but then they nerfed it in Final Fantasy V, and Sylph isn't all that. Oh, Zeus Gauntlet found for Invenerable. That is a nice find.
And not just that, there were elixirs in the shop in Eblan. So I'm not sure that he bought them, but they were there.
And the Staleman will be taking a seat. Unfortunately, Rydia is also sitting down, so we'll need to get revived here. Oh, and
She's working
another
hard with herself.
A second Zeus Gauntlet was found in that box. Goodness gravy.
Those are so good. So we're not sad about that. So we've got an Adamant Armor, 2 Zeus Gauntlets. We're going to be loaded for bear here. Of course, everyone can't use the Zeus Gauntlet, but I think more than usual can. Oh, it's a second Fu! I called it!
Oh my. Yeah, Scala Kitty is repeating her Dragon Warrior randomizer rolling here with a result like this. My goodness.
Nothing but kindness. But we'll see. Again, it could still be a troll seed to get to the moon, and depending on what bosses are in those spots, this will just help a little bit. Busoya, I love it.
The Busoya.
Pink, yeah, see you later, Tella. Nobody misses you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I know, right?
Now we've got 2
Still no nuke, though.
Ooh, and a ninja sword, though, for Edge. Get out of here, short sword. Boodles.
Yeah, 25 attack power bonus right there. That makes Edge a heck of a lot more powerful, which will be perfect for these 4 mad ogres.
Yes, it most certainly will. Gonna berserk him right away. Smart.
Yeah, absolutely. For those who have never seen this game, hey, welcome to our community. Berserk means he automatically fights and he becomes just a little bit more powerful. And now, oh dear,
Nice.
Venerable's middle Fusoya has told the Mad Ogres to fight someone their own size.
I did not actually know you could tiny them like that, and that is brilliant. Holy, that's not a challenge at all like that. I love it.
And furthermore, the life glitch is coming into play. Basically, all these monsters have 0 vitality, so they revive, but they have 0 HP. But the game is kind of dumb that way and decides, oh, okay, you defeated that monster too, and you get bonus experience points. So Invenerable will kill 7 Mad Ogres, not 4.
Which is very nice. Unfortunately, you can't use that glitch on the final monster because as soon as that final monster dies, you can't bring it back to life. The battle's over. So, but 7 is still a greater number than 4, so we're very happy about that.
And that is worth 16,000 experience points. Rydia is not taking advantage of that, but I think I know why he would do that.
Could be getting some agility anchoring going on. We do finally have Motos getting his package from Edward. It's really easy to forget that free item is on because usually we have it turned off and we're looking for the Mist Dragon. So it makes it very easy to forget to go and talk with Edward because usually he doesn't do anything. He's just sleeping.
I see Poydrak trying to check some boxes over in Terraria, Starvale, and some money, so $350. Woo.
Another edge in that package, and Luge is the sprite coming out of the package. So be interesting to see. It looks like Motos might actually be getting edge. So when he goes to Damsian, it means he will be getting a second edge. Ooh, Pain Man though.
Whoa, hello, Dark Knight. He's gonna need a cure to survive this, and I think he'll be okay, but it's just gotta get this cure off real quick. And it does. Okay, he's fine.
Having the adamant armor really helps here. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, I guess it helps in the fact that you get some bonus agility. That's pretty much the only way that was helping out. In this one particular fight, I might contend that Erdrick's armor is the better armor, but that's another debate for another time.
Okay, so we'll see who is the second. Oh yeah, we knew the second boss was there. Yeah, it's going to be the Baron Guards, which I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, but we'll definitely see what Inven's strategy is going to be.
Well, Inven definitely doesn't think it's going to be a problem. He's just immediately went there, gonna cast Fatal. That's probably will do it, yes.
Yeah, Motos is completing that package quest because he wants that edge, not realizing there's a free one just hanging out in up there in Damsian. So that's going to be interesting.
Now, Dragus is doing... Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. Dragon's doing the same thing as Invenable, using that life glitch to get those bonus points, does successfully kill 7 Mad Ogres.
Very smart.
We did see Invenable use that life glitch over with the guards as well.
Ooh, Poydrak is also going to check the package. Let's see whether he's going to stick with it or not. Oh, wow. It's actually the Kaipo guards in Kaipo. I don't like this. Scala, how could you do this to us?
Busoya was just penalized for missing his fatal spell. He was virus to oblivion and was turned into a mob.
Yeah, but we did learn Meteo, it looks like. Not that Meteo is a particularly good spell, but it's closer to Nuke, right?
Yeah, that's true. You think that Meteo is this super awesome, I'm gonna destroy everybody's spell, but the problem is it's very, very slow.
Very slow. So yeah, it's just not worth the amount of time it takes, especially when you have Quake. There's a couple of situations where it's worth it, but overall, for the MP cost, the amount of time it takes, it just doesn't do enough damage to make it worth it. Motos getting Kaipo lady trolled. That lady's the worst. Even if you talk to her, she says, no, you move. You're like rude.
Dragus, unfortunately, dying to the Dark Knight, so we'll have to try that again. Maybe look into slowing down the dragon speed. Oh no, taking the animate armor off of Palom there, and that means that Palom is going to be weak to everything for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate glitch that has to do with the adamant armor, where if you do remove it, the game just cannot even comprehend a situation where you would remove the adamant armor, because again, it's the best armor in the game and everyone can equip it. So you lose all of those elemental you gain elemental weakness to literally everything, and the only time that's okay is against Zeromus. Otherwise, so it can be really punishing, so you have to be careful on who you put that adamant armor on, because the only time you want to remove it is when you're dismissing someone. And don't accidentally throw it away.
Yeah, that was a great little run there by Invenerable, quaking five of those warriors out in one fell swoop for 21,000 points.
Oh, and while there was only a cat claw in the rat tail chest, he has found the sirens, which will, whenever they're used, will summon the best possible random encounter in the location. So there are a few noted spots where you can use that siren to great effect for leveling, and Underground has a couple of spots like that. So that is a really, really great find for Invenerable.
Yeah, so definitely right now, I would say out of our 4 restreamed runners, Invenerable does have the advantage at this time. We're going to find out the 2 bosses down here. Oh, and a coffin pickup as well. That'll help a little bit as in addition. But these 2 bosses might have that darkness crystal that will get our contestants up to the moon.
Yeah. Oh, Bacchuses were also in the shop in Eblin, as Lore Master is showing. So that shop was definitely loaded. Yeah, Coffin is an instant death item, which works on, generally speaking, any enemy that doesn't have a boss bit or protection from that. So there are bosses where you can use that to great effect. So that will certainly help a lot. And yes, the pink tail can give us another adamant armor. Plus, on this set of flags, it is technically possible to find another adamant armor in a chest, one of our 30% still containing treasure chests. But not incredibly likely, but possible.
Well, look what we had in the underground, Valve Assist. So everybody in chat is going to be rooting to see if she will contain that darkness crystal.
And that's going to be rude because nobody has Kane at this point. So, and I don't know whether that is a low enough accuracy spot where you can hit her once she goes into her tornado without having jump. But for right now, it doesn't matter because Invenerable is fighting Leviathan. I'm not sure whether that was actually in the Levy spot, or which is vanilla, or whether he stole his wife's spot. So, yeah, it is the vanilla spot, I'm being told.
Yeah, the vanilla spot.
Nice. Okay, looks like Dragus is going to be our second runner into the underground, having defeated the 2 bosses up there. Also peeking to see that CPU is the boss standing at the top of tower of the lower Babel, so that could be interesting. And we also have Lore Master Motos doing his climb of Upper Babel to take on those bosses. Poydrak, on the other hand, still hunting for items, gonna check out to see what is hanging out in Agart here.
Yeah, quite interesting, as Leviathan's 35,000 hit points has been drained, and we've got a winner and There's the nuke and the pink tail.
Nice. So that's a second adamant armor, and because everyone has the hook, it means it is actually accessible because you need the hook in order to turn in that pink tail. So, two foos, two adamant armors, two Zeus gloves. This is going to be pretty easy peasy. Definitely some good things happening in the seed. Now and he has his sirens, so he can do some leveling. We'll see whether he does that leveling now or whether he waits for his 10 key items.
Yes, but the one variable remains. Will Valvasis have that darkness crystal and therefore have Scala Kitty have the last laugh?
Well, that's the thing, because so far this seed has been, as Scala puts it, one of the only nice seeds she's ever rolled, but it's not over yet. There could be some hidden trolls, so... And with enough levels, though, we can still kill Valvalis no matter really where she sits, whether we have Kane or not. Oh, hey, it's Bahamut. Sup?
Oh, yes, one of my favorite bosses. It's basically you have a 30-second DPS race against Bahamut, or you can quickly wall up everybody. I guess we're going to find out what he's going to do in just a moment.
Yeah, I don't actually know whether Fu has wall at this point. My guess is going to be yes, with the amount of spells that he has, but I can't actually confirm that. We will find out shortly. No, it looks like he's going for the DPS race.
It's the best type of race, you know it.
Yep.
Here we go. Pretty much 30 seconds. And why is he changing rows like that, I wonder?
I don't know. Oh, probably just wasting time. Good, done. Because that is a low HP spot. It's not too bad. So, goodbye. Let's see who's sitting in the Golbez spot. This could be someone mean. Or it could be someone easy. Here's hoping.
Look what Dragus is doing now. Oh, what do we have? Oh, it's the elements fight over there. But yeah.
Oh, and Eddie! What's up?
Okay, so we do see that Dragus will be picking up some fried eggs. Or is it scrambled eggs? I don't know.
So this is one of the spots we mentioned where we could use those sirens. These eggs contain yellow dragons, which give 34,000 HP, even without the 10 key items doubling it. So, and as long as you use a coffin on them in egg form, they're not going to hit you, so it doesn't matter how much HP you have. So even one siren, you saw everyone got about 3 levels. Oh, and is checking out, going to do Sylph Cave without the pen. Interesting.
Yeah, not a bad play, but first I have to get on you for. I mean, what are you doing, robbing our runners of 2,000 experience points? I mean, although I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, that's why a number of us do call you the evil RPG Valkyrie.
It's true. It's true. Listen, we can't give them everything. I want to take every little bit. And we have a library science professor. Thank you to Lore Master Motos for checking the job dwarf for us. Ooh, actual coffins for sale in the dwarf castle. Dragus looks like it may have just done the run down to Sylph in order to activate Sheila 1 item, which you just need to talk to Yang in the bed for. You don't actually need the pan for that. Oh my gosh. Motos is actually checking Sealed Cave. I respect this because I'm not doing it.
Well, hey, this roll could turn out aces here in a moment.
If this is the darkness crystal.
Yeah, it's either going to get boxcars or snake eyes. One of those two is probably going to happen here in just 2 moments' time.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And thankfully, we don't have mandatory doors, so we can still run through this. And since we do have access to buying sirens, there's no reason to save these doors for any sort of leveling grind. It will be faster in every case to just go and run and get those sirens than dealing with doors.
We do see Poydrak now challenging the Eblen cave right now, and we'll see how that goes in a moment.
Oh, Dragus also doing the Luca key check, while Invenerable looks like is doing the Sheila 1 check. So we're getting a bunch of different information here. This is fabulous. I love it when my runners just go totally different spots, so we get lots of different information.
While poor Drac is fighting a bunch of mad ogres.
That would be Legend Sword is in Luca, so a key item, yes, but not one that we need. So if it were me, I'd ditch it. But see who the boss is here.
Yeah, Motos is gonna give the boss a try. I mean, it could be one of the free bosses. Let's see. It's the evil wall. Wow, that is, I believe, the third vanilla spot we have found.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah. Is this seed even randomized? Please. Also, Invenerable getting the Earth Crystal, so that is progression. That opens up Tower of Zot. That opens up the Treasury in Toroya. There are also 2 characters in the Tower of Zot. So and 2 bosses there to finish unlocking some spells. So quite a lot of value there. This could be interesting.
Yeah, we'll find out in a moment here. Motos is proceeding to knock out this evil wall. I mean, it is going to get him significant experience, and it will keep that item toward that 10 requirement to get the double experience.
Mm-hmm. I'd be resetting out, but that's just me. I'm a hater.
Man, not only is Natara evil, but she's also a hater. I mean, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, listen, you volunteered for this. Also, yeah, Dragus had enough. It's just like, no, even with those multiple nuke wielding, it's not particularly hard because of the nukes, but it'd just be annoying. So anyways, it's fine. We've got it. And yes, Couch does bring up a very important point. You, with both the Legend Sword and the Adamant, you can forge for an Excalibur, and that opens up a shop which has a tier of items which is not available in any other shop. So that could be potentially good. So, and again, it is still a free key item. And with Edge, you can throw that Excalibur. So that's not bad. We'll see if it pays off.
Yep, that's true. Let's see. Looks like Dragus is taking on the Dwarf Castle Gauntlet. That's what I'm calling it. And Invenerable's going up the tower. We'll find in a moment what that boss is. I believe we got 2 checks coming up because just one. No, wait, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. He's in the Tower of Zot. He's got 2 bosses coming up there, 2 characters, and 1 key item. There we go.
That's correct.
Yes, I've got my I's dotted and my T's crossed here.
Yeah, we got to check those characters and the bosses first, though, before we find out what that key item is. I love that he's just done checking chests. He's like, I have Edge with some decent gear. I have 2 Foos. I have Adamant armors, like 2 of them. Well, 1 right now, because I don't think he's turned in that pink tail. He's like, there's no worry here. Oh, it's Antlion. I love it. That's gonna be easy in this spot.
No, it's gonna be impossible. I mean, this Antlion's gonna knock everybody out for 99 damage, and I mean, goodness gravy, this party just doesn't have a prayer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the only surprising thing about this is that it took more than 1 nuke to kill Antlion.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I take back everything I said.
Yeah, Antlion is only counters physical attacks, does not counter magic, and you've got 2 Foos with Nuke and Quake. Like, that's a joke. Also, hi, another Edge. Sup?
Yeah, you're like a 3rd Edge Natar. My good gravy.
This is the Foo and Edge party. This is amazing. I love it. Please be like another Foo or Edge inside, or Rosa. That'd be even better. Let's see who it is. It's Sid. Nah, ditch him. We don't want him.
No, that doesn't count. Yeah. But still outstanding is, will Vivalis have the darkness crystal? I think that's what everybody's rooting for.
Yeah, I'm certainly rooting for it. I don't have to play the seed. I want Val to have darkness. I don't think it's going to be the case, but I want it.
And I mean, hey, when I played this on Sunday morning on my stream, I finished this seed in 2 hours 44 minutes. I don't think we're going to be even close to that time, the rate this seed is going.
Yeah, also, just want to correct chat. Crystal Sword does not prevent Berserk. Crystal Armor prevents Berserk. So actually, if you have the Crystal Sword, you want to Berserk that Cecil because you do damage. But yeah, the dolls did not stand a chance. With Fu in that spot and Quake, just buy.
I don't know, Natara. I feel like I'm playing the PSP version of Final Fantasy 1, where you can glitch your way into the best weapons of the game, and you just knock out bosses and over the next 90 minutes. I feel like that we're at that point.
We only got a silver apple for that, so that's some more HP. So that's not bad, but not really what we're looking for. That's beautiful. Yes, Avenger does overwrite that crystal armor. It's the main way to get Berserk. Probably the only way to get Berserk, actually, if you've got the crystal armor. And it's correct, you cannot dart the crystal sword, but you can dart Excalibur, which is very powerful. Inven now going to get his legend sword. We'll see whether he keeps it. Oh, it's looking more and more like Val has some sort of value, and that is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Miare Noko, thanks for joining us. Pretty much has this down to the T here. Keyless Tower or Vivalis, those are your choices.
Yeah, I want it to be Val, but I think it's going to be Keyless Tower. That is my prediction.
Yeah, but remember, everyone, Natara is evil.
Oh, don't worry. That's why I want it to be Val, but I don't think it's going to be. But I will be so delighted if it is. It will be so good.
I recommend everyone in chat spam your Volk's Evil emotes if you got them.
Yes. I definitely don't have that.
Yeah, sure. Baby, yeah, she says she doesn't have them, but seeing that she's an RPG Valkyrie, maybe she's lying.
Yeah, I'm definitely lying. Listen, it's my face in an emote. I need it. It's beautiful. Scala made that emote as well. She does such good work. But yeah, okay, Legend Sword. Let's see if Inven did exactly what I would have done, which is ditch. Because in this flag set, we're not trying to forge the crystals, so we don't need it. So he is saving the time, and he doesn't need to be looking for any specific bosses either. So who's sitting there is irrelevant. So he is heading for that Keyless Tower. Smart. No one wants to do Val. Nobody. He can forge the crystal by finding it. I think that's finding the crystal, not forging it, but I'm open to interpretation.
Yeah, that's beyond my pay grade.
Hold on a second, we get paid for this? What?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's so cool. So it's going to be interesting to see. I always love it when you come in to do Keyless Tower, and then you get the tower key in the tower, which is also very vanilla, so seems likely. But we'll see what happens. We do know it's CPU, but again, with this party, that's not going to be a particular challenge in that spot. We actually haven't seen the nope rope yet. We've only seen the levy rope. I don't think that's the Let's Nope rope.
All I know
do we
is
have a witty nickname?
All I know is that we're gonna fight the computer.
Yeah.
Stupid
Danger
computers.
Noodle. I don't know. I feel like Nope Rope is lower than Danger Noodle. Chat, tell us which is the higher tier, Danger Noodle or Nope Rope?
All I know is I can come up with a cool jingle. Danger Noodle.
That's very true. That is so true. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, Meteo is a really good strat here for CPU. One of the few spots where it's really useful because Meteo does go through wall, it does a lot of damage, and it hits everything. So definitely ideal. Wow, once again, purposely killing Rydia. That's That's
Yeah, I
rude,
know.
Inven.
It's cruel and unusual punishment right here, and those two meteors are expected to knock out this CPU. It has 15,360 hit points, and I'm pretty sure those two need 15,780. Well, whatever. Here we go. Meteor number 1 coming up right now.
Mhm. Also, I want to note,
Yeah.
Motos, I believe, did defeat Leviathan and went and cured, so I think he might be trying Val. So that's going to be super interesting, because if he can get through it, we're going to get both of those checks within a small period of time. So that could be very interesting. Okay, let's see what the CPU has first. Don't be darkness or progression. Darn it, I knew it. I called it. Did I not call
yeah,
that?
you did. You called it. Oh,
Whenever I've
is.
noticed, and it's not guaranteed, but usually when there's something incredibly rude somewhere, most of the time it doesn't hold the progression you need. Not always. Sometimes the game is just that rude, but usually if you see something and go, wow, that looks incredibly rude, I don't want to have to fight that, you don't.
And there's Motos running away from that Valvises, understandably so.
Yeah. Yeah, just no. Nobody, that is a terrible spot to fight Val, especially without Kane. Nobody got time for that. Looks like Poydrak did also choose to keep the Legend Sword. Good for Poydrak.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Hey, what
So
can I
with
say?
that
Some lucky item.
yeah, it is. Now, with that darkness crystal, we get multiple things. We get access to the moon. That is where all of our moon bosses sit. By killing all of the moon bosses, we get the crystal. We do still have to fight the final boss, but the final boss is on the moon. So you can defeat all of those bosses and then immediately go to the final boss. So it's a good setup for that. Plus, there is also another character sitting on the moon. So it is possible to make your party even better, because you know you're going to have a bunch of experience coming to you, because it's mandatory to fight all those moon bosses and those behemoths. Or behemoths, sorry.
Yeah, behemoths. That's going to score you a bajillion experience points. So yeah, here we go. I would like to introduce to all of you in chat today the Big Whale.
Has some of the best music in the game.
And by the way, you do have to say the Big Whale in that tone, or it does not count.
Duly noted. I just won't say it.
Oh, well then it definitely doesn't count.
Yeah. Ooh, life potions in Mysidia.
And there's also vampires, because I would get vampires because wahahaha.
Vampires are actually a really good item earlier in seeds, especially when you don't have super great characters, like when you don't have a lot of healing and such. But at this point in the seed, yeah, they're sadly pointless. Ooh, Poydrak is actually forging that Excal, so let's see what's in that store. Ooh, 4,000
Let's see what's
GP.
in that box. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
let's see what's in that box first.
Yeah.
$4,000 in a Leviathan spell, but no Rydia. And
But silver apples are there.
Oh,
That is huge. That is free HP. So you get that, especially with your 2 foos, and give that to Foo. Oh my goodness. Like, yeah, and power robes too, as Couch is pointing out, especially if you didn't get the one that was sitting in Antlion Cave. I believe is where it was.
And Couch keeping things comfy with his tracking, doing the infamous oh bye.
This is fabulous. Okay, and getting that Excal, and with that edge, we can throw that Excal, preferably at Zeromus, but depending on who these bosses are at the moon, we might need that Excal to get through some of the bosses. I'm not too worried about Zeromus, but yeah, that is nice. Do we have 3 adamant armors? I know we've got 2. Because we've got the one we started with in the pink tail. I don't know that we got a 3rd one.
All right, here we go. Edge being burst against this behemoth. So the behemoth is one of my favorite monsters out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is that the behemoth is incredibly slow and incredibly strong. But if you hit the behemoth in any way, shape, or form, he will counterattack, meaning you're going to get a lot of hit points of damage. But right now, with Invenerable's just like, yeah, whatever. You're just hitting me for nothing, so I don't care.
Oh, behemoths. Demarine, thank you so much for subscribing to our channel for a year. Reminder for anyone who does subscribe to the Free Enterprise Twitch channel, you do get access to an array of wonderful emotes, most if not all of which designed by our lovely Scala Kitty to help cheer on our racers. And all the proceeds for that do go to the development of the randomizer. So
Yeah, definitely a great cause. So thank you, Demarine, our good friend, for sure. So yeah, really appreciate it. As we go into Behemoth fight number 2, and I think this second verse is going to be similar to the first verse.
oh, I love Berserk. It's so useful.
Meanwhile, Bahamut just was the recipient of a very rude nuke, and that's going to be it for that Bahamut. And did Dragus? Yes, Dragus did pick up the darkness crystal and will be headed toward the moon.
That'll be 2 of our featured runners for the moon. Noting there are more than 4 runners doing this race, but as of yet, no one has completed. So we are still all racing for first place. These are just our 4 featured runners.
Yeah, how many do we have in our competition today? Like 10, I think it was?
About 10. I don't know exactly how many, but approximately 10. Okay, Venerable almost to the Bahamut prize.
And let's see what we got going on over here. Dragus picking up some Bacchus wine, some elixir. Yeah, Bacchus wine. Yep. Definitely can't blame him there. And Motos climbing up that tower.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have folks who can cast Berserk, but it's even faster to have folks who can just use that item and Berserk themselves, leaving our casters to actually do things like nuke.
All right. And now Antline against Motos. That's going to be dismissed very quickly. And we got a winner, 58,700 points times 3 now. So these levels are getting up there in a real hurry.
Yeah, it really does not take long once you get started. Especially on the moon. No, Inven does not have random battles on, but one of the flags which has been activated for this flag set is to have the behemoths on, so everyone is going to have to fight those behemoths.
We have Kainazo as the boss in Cave Bahamut, and Invenerable, understandably so, exiting out, going to put that 10 in there and set that up, get 1,000 HP and 100 magic points back for all characters. I'm assuming that, he's going to reduce his battle speed, change his form around, probably going to hit the save button, because Kainazu, if a wave goes off, it is going to hit hard.
Mm-hmm. And what do you mean, what's the deal with points? Which point? And we can try and explain. But yeah, Kainazo does damage with his wave based on a percentage amount, based on how much HP he has left. So in spots like this, where it's a high HP spot, he is going to do a lot of damage with those waves.
Yeah. Did I say points? How many points do you have, Natara?
1 billion zillion points.
Wow.
I made them up though, so.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though. I tell you who has a lot less points right now is Kainazu after a couple nukes.
Yeah, I think we were talking about experience points. Yeah, there's a lot of bosses which are particularly rude in this behemoth spot, and Kainazo is definitely on that list.
Oh, Rydia blowing herself up for 81 damage to Kainazu and dies yet again.
You're doing good work there, Rydia. Okay,
Yeah.
Dragus also on the moon, fighting the mandatory behemoth.
Well, look who's trying out Valvasis here, Poidrak.
Nice. See if he has better luck than Motos does. Now, the behemoth flag is in the Bahamut cave. There are multiple spots where there are mandatory behemoth fights. Those spots don't move or change. And once they're defeated, you don't have to fight them again, which is how Invenerable was able to run through quickly again without having to refight all of those behemoths. But it does mean on your first time through, you do have to fight those. So he does get the Sand Ruby from defeating Kainazo, defeating his first objective, and he could go and get Rosa if he wants, but I will be shocked if he does.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much at this point, the Sand Ruby only counts as one of those 10 items, and I believe Invenerable has 8 of them, so 2 more, and it'll be double experience points.
Yeah, though he's doing pretty good for his experience, and when it comes to his Fusuya, his experience isn't really going to help that much. Levels doesn't give much extra to Fu. He has a set MP amount. His HP doesn't go up by very, and neither I don't think his stats change at all. And if they do, it's very little. He just gets his spells in this mode by defeating bosses, and Invenerable already has the max amount. So if anything, you're just getting your experience for the rest of the characters, which does not include Rydia, unless he's hoping to slingshot her, which he might.
Yeah, not outside the realm of not outside the realm of possibility. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. What did Val have? I missed it.
I did not
Rat Tail.
Oh, Rat Tail. Well, that would yield a second key item, so not all that bad. But Kane is the character up in the moon, and bye-bye Kane, just because his current 5 are just too good.
Yeah, it's too late at this point. In order to get that. Now, hopefully this rat tail does not have progression. Otherwise, it could lead Poidrak down a rabbit hole of looking in the wrong spots rather than climbing that Tower of Babel that he needs in order to get the Darkness Crystal, which, again, most folks are going to be avoiding, or I say that, but actually, Motos is now the 3rd featured runner who is currently going for that.
Check out our second lunar spot here, and this is the Pale Dim spot. And what are we going to get here? Well, we're going to get a different lunar boss, the D-Lunars.
This counts as, is this even randomized, please?
To which I will answer, yes, it is. It just happens that it just landed that way.
I will answer as no. No, it is not. That is beautiful. I love it.
All I know is that the D-Lunars just cast fire, which knocks off 20% of your HP.
Yeah, they're not very nice because if you physical attack them, they cast wall and start just nonstop reflecting a virus, and that's not fun. You don't want to do that at all. So thankfully, all the folks that Inven has are capable of not just attacking with magic, but fairly decently, and should be able to keep everyone alive here. It's not looking like it's going to be that much of a struggle, thankfully. Because even Porum can do damage with her white magic.
Yeah, I don't think these D-Lunars are gonna last very long. Yeah, they're just deal. Oh yeah, Cure 3 is going against D-Lunar. We're down to one D-Lunar, and that's about to be terminated in just a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Although it tried, didn't knock it out edge there, so but that's all right. We're gonna score Invenerable 59,000 points.
Only getting a white robe, but that is going to be a good equip for either one of the food or for Porum. So not a bad find, but unfortunately not a key item to give us some more experience because we don't need more key items at this point for any other reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Invenerable even needs the 10 key items at this point. I think he's already at level deep into the 40s now. I think there might be some 50s in. Well, we know there are 50s because there are two Fujo Yas, but but everybody else I think is in the 40s.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, just fighting these moon bosses will probably be enough, but it wouldn't hurt to get even more levels. Porum is known for low HP growth, and again, Fusia is just not going to get any amount of HP either. So unless he picked up a stack of those silver apples, every extra level can help. However, Invenerable is a very experienced runner of this game, so I'm not too worried in any case. He should be able to take Zeromus down with ease once he gets that crystal, especially with this party.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, we're checking over Andragus's side, and we have a mop, 2 dead wizards, but Keinazu hiding inside the shell. So that's definitely good news there. And then it looks like Poidrak, with that Valvasis defeat. No, going back down the Yablin Cave. Okay. I didn't see if the rat tail got turned in or not. That actually is bad news if you haven't picked up the darkness crystal. So, because you have to go up the tower in order to get the darkness crystal.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like might just be getting some gear because we know he's already been underground. But we do know Motos did get his darkness crystal, so gonna have him on the moon shortly. Dragus completing that Kainazo fight, and Invenerable starting his Ogo Pogo fight. Hello, Nope. What's up?
Wow, 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 wow. All the really tough monsters down here.
Yeah, and not just that, we're getting all the moon bosses actually on the moon. They might be shuffled amongst themselves, but this doesn't count. They're all still on the moon. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, maybe Scarlet Kitty will have the last laugh after all. We'll find out.
I believe fully that you. In that, I trust.
So now, Invenerable bouncing nukes off a wall off the top Fusoya, and there is a very good reason for that. It's that others with a very, well, I won't say very, it's a pretty nasty counter spell, which is why that's being done that way.
Yeah, there's a reason we call Ogopogo the Nope Rope. It's just not very nice at all.
That's all right. We do have a winner, and he'll get some points and some levels. I don't know how many, but the rat tail was the spoon down in Poidrak's side. The Baron key find for Invenerable for his 9th item. Poydrak now having the bad news that he'll have to go back down to the underground to get that darkness crystal.
Yep, definitely not ideal.
All right, Motos checking out the Hummingways, and we'll find out what's in that store in a minute while Dragus goes up with his D-Lunar fight.
Yeah, and hopefully Poydrak is not going to take that Earth crystal and try and do that, because that, as we know, is a waste.
I don't know, with him up in the overworld, that might be exactly where he goes. And yep,
I have a
that's
funny
where he's
feeling.
going.
Yeah, unfortunate, but that's just the nature of randomizer, unfortunately. It's let's try not to go to the wrong spot. Oh wait, I went to the wrong spot.
Well, we finally have a non-moon boss over in the moon, and that's in I almost said that's invulnerable. That was bad. It's Mylon Z.
Nice.
Although maybe Natara would agree with that with that slip there. Who knows?
They all live there.
But anyway, this Mylon Z is already in big trouble. 11,000 HP gone in just about 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Not looking good for him.
With this party, Mylon Z is going to be an absolute joke. Again, with the weakness to fire and holy, with this party, yeah, he just doesn't stand a chance, no matter where you find him. Oh, yeah, giving that white armor to Porum. Very smart. Excellent.
All right, so that's 4 objectives down and just 2 to go, and a white spear. And doesn't he wish he picked up Kane now?
Nope. Doesn't need him.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, hey, it's Yang. That's unfortunate, but not awful at this point, honestly. Wow. Those nukes, though. Yeah, we're doing some extraordinary amounts of damage here, which is fabulous.
Oh, I have lagged behind there, so now that I've caught up here, yes, that is indeed the karate, and we all love the karate, but there's no Cecil, so this is not a free fight. So gonna have to take down all this HP, and it's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, because for those who don't know, when you have Paladin Cecil specifically, this doesn't work for Dark Knight Cecil. After the second kick, you just hit karate once with Cecil. You do not even actually have to hit. You can miss with that physical attack, and it still just ends the fight. Yang will go ouch and fall to the ground, and the battle ends, whether you hit or not. But yeah, without Cecil, nothing you can do. I'm from the future. That sounds like me.
Ouch. Yeah, that kick, yeah, Yang's gonna need to do a better job there. Very, very disappointed with Yang. Shame.
Shame. That's okay. We've got more nukes coming.
Yeah, but man, this, gosh, this race is wrapping up in a real hurry. My word, it's been a lot in this seed, not a lot of bad.
Absolutely, and Poydrak now getting to the top of Zot is not going to take long to go through that, and then likely we'll dive immediately for that tower, and we'll be joining everyone on the moon very shortly. You can't ban me, I quit!
Yeah.
We get the pan. Oh my god. Don't do it.
Is that what the reward was? The pan?
Yeah, it's what Invenerable got. Which is great because he knows he doesn't need it, so there's no sort of distraction there.
So for one battle, Invenerable will get double points because that is indeed his 10th key item.
Oh yeah, I definitely needs the levels at this point. Haha. No, he's doing just great. And now we're gonna see. This is gonna be our second last boss because as soon as we fight this boss down here, we will receive the crystal. We have to defeat the boss. We'll receive the crystal, and a venerable can then immediately go towards Zeromus. It'll be interesting to see whether he does that or whether he will try and save first. But first, let us see who the boss is here. And whether it's Golbez. Come on, be Golbez.
No hourglass, but so one imp's already dead, and that's going to be followed by a life potion for a fourth imp kill. Oh gosh. I mean, how much experience points is that going to be? 87 trillion, or is that, what is it? How many points do you have? 1 billion gazillion or a zillion, or yeah, that many.
I can't tell you the real amount because then you can take it from me.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's
just
fair.
It's infinite. I have infinite points.
Oh, you have Aleph null points. I see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Not everyone could be trusted with this power. Oh, look, Dragus has the Baron key as well. That's going to be super useful.
Yeah. So does Invenerable due to knocking out the Wyvern spot there. Buzz Dark Imp number 3. And I do see a life potion there, so that'll be 5 Dark Imp kills. We're at that spot. How much experience? Oh, and then followed by a stone. Oh, geez, goodbye. 203,000 experience points. Oh, I love when you see those huge numbers.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be enough, but honestly, with the levels that between Edge and Fu has, I think this will be fine. Yeah, no, it looks like we'll see whether Inven saves, but yeah, I'm with DP. I do not think it's likely. So we'll probably see him dive directly down and see, because again, we still do not have any finishers. So Inven is likely knows that and wants to be the first.
All right, so now we have an animate armor switch, which makes perfect sense because there's no such thing as weakness in Zeromus land. So Edge now having the animate armor, hopefully gonna be able to absorb those big bangs. Okay, we'll find out in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. As we mentioned, removing the adamant armor does leave the character vulnerable to all of the elemental weaknesses, but Zeromus does not use anything, which takes advantage of those weaknesses. So it is the one spot in the game that you can shift around the adamant armors without.
And now it is time to face King Pygmus. Or is it Dragomus? Or is it...
It's going to be Ultrosmus, obviously. Ultrosmus.
Is it Nataramus? It's got to be Nataramus.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
maybe it's Scalakitty Miss. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Scalakitty Miss.
That would be awesome.
I don't know. Scalakitty Miss. That would be an awesome fight. Which, by the way,
listen,
is a
I did not
range.
spoil. Right, I guess Ultrosmus every single time.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I'm a witness.
I've never seen it. It'll happen. Oh, it's definitely Ultros. Come on, we know it.
Here we go. As we see Dragus getting close here toward that fifth objective, excuse me, and it is, what is that thing?
Zeromus, that's from Kingdom Hearts. I love it.
Yep.
That boss is in basically dark side. It's in I wouldn't say every Kingdom Hearts game, but many of them. Now, for those who are new to this randomizer, only the sprite of this boss changes. It is actually still Zeromus. All of the rest of the battle script is exactly the same, but we have some nice cosmetic changes.
Yeah, there are over 400 of these sprites available currently, which is a lot. Now, you'll notice that Rydia threw a silk web on Darkomis. It serves two purposes. Number one, it slows Darkomis down. And number two, it enacts his nuke counter, which reduces his magic power. And this first Big Bang is going to be relatively weak. And it just so happened that Invenerable got a little lucky, and the person receiving the nuke happened to be Rydia, so it was a free play.
Yep, yeah, with 81 HP, she wasn't going to survive even a weakened Big Bang, so we are not sad about that whatsoever. So definitely bouncing as many of those spells as we can. I haven't noticed whether he's got edge attacking or not, because if not, he could be trying to get a reflect kill, which is where you try and kill Zeromus without triggering the HP refill, which was how the programmers tackled giving him extra HP.
Yeah, the disadvantage of 16-bit programming.
Oh no, he is hitting, so still going to be able to use the magic without counterattacks by reflecting it. So definitely a great idea. And Fu has way too much excellent damage magic to worry about getting any sort of counters.
Yeah, I guess the only slight disadvantage is that, and I mean very slight, is that Palom there, only Palom? Porum. That Porum there, it reflects off the wall and heals Zeromus, but only 1200 HP, so yeah, disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing way more damage by having that wall up than you're worried about by not, because again, at the end of the day, Porm just really can't survive a lot of the damage. So if you can keep her alive, great. But if she's gonna die anyways, might as well have that that wall on her, because we're not too worried about curing. Though that white armor is going to help with that. Okay, Dragut's getting his Artemis arrow, so also going to get his crystal. We'll see whether he goes back and saves, or whether it's also going to make the dive for Zeromus, assuming that he is the first.
Looks like saving is the solution he has come up with, so that will extend Invenerable's lead amongst our restreamed runners. I think we are getting very close to that 12,000 HP line where we enter the victory lap. It's getting there. We're close.
Yeah, there are 3 phases to Zeromus, so it is phase 3 that we really want to see, where he just starts spamming Meteo. In that phase, we're just super happy because the amount of damage he does with Meteo is really pathetic, considering how much Meteo is touted all throughout the vanilla game as just being super powerful, and it means we're almost to the end. So you just have a few more hits left, and you can get through it. So that is definitely ideal.
I'll tell you what, Natara, that was a strong nuke, 1800 damage. But there it is. There's the victory lap, and it rocks not.
Nice. Yeah, Meteo can miss. Did you know? So that is beautiful. So we know Invenerable is almost done. So just going for the finish, see how this goes. Let me tell you, though, there is nothing less satisfying and more disappointing than dying in medio phase. Like, it is heartbreaking because you know you're at the finish, you're at the end, and then you die. And you're like, no, but I was there. So I don't think that's going to be the problem. Yeah, it is possible that Inven's foos are out of MP because they don't have a lot. They've only got 190, so Edge should be able to take him to the finish, but yeah.
My goodness, Invenerable's coming up with some very creative ways to hit this last hit. Is it going to be the kamikaze with that scramble graphic? Yes, there we go.
Oh, it is! That's amazing! So we do have an official time, according to RaceBot, of 1:21:21. So to see if we can get Invenerable in here for an interview. He has officially secured first place. I saw someone else typing earlier, and I was wondering whether one of our non-featured runners was gonna snipe it, but no, he did do it.
Yeah, and right now, Dragus is not far behind. Gonna go on his Zeromus fight, so not too far behind.
Yeah, and see whether he's got an extra character here. He's got Palom in this fight, and also doesn't have like the dead Rydia. So rather than basically just having 3 characters, he's got a full 5. So let's see if that helps Dragus get through this fight quickly or not. We're gonna see. We're still waiting to hear if Inven is gonna join us for an interview or not. Yeah, I feel like there's some admin collusion here. A nice Skull Kitty seed and Inven wins. Annydale, I think you're onto something.
It's because I showed up. I neutralized everything.
Hashtag blame Game Boy.
Yeah, I think you can. I think that's allowed this. I think that's allowed this evening.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it whether it's allowed or not. It's how we roll. Oh, that damage from Edge is fabulous. I don't think Dragus is going to have any problems here with this fight. And we do have everyone else on the moon, which is definitely helpful as well. So they're not going to be very far behind. And I think that is Invenerable joining us. Congratulations on your first place finish. How did you find that seed?
I mean, if you give me... Okay, so what's the classic phrase? Give me a lever and the correct place to stand and I will move the world. It's basically that, except with Fusoya and an adamant armor. If those are the starting items, then who needs loot? Who needs anything?
Oh,
we got
yeah.
this.
And especially finding that second adamant armor and, Edge and another Fu. Like, there was actually another Edge as well.
Oh, I didn't get the second adamant armor. I only had the one.
You only had the one. Where was the second one? It was a from one of the boss fights. You were given an adamant armor as well. Oh no, it was pink tail. If you turned in the pink tail.
Wait, where was the hook then? Was it behind Val?
You had the hook. You had to have the hook in order to get...
I had the hook. I'm just an idiot. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you had the hook, and I was going to say you had to use it to get underground, and then you had the pink tail. You just didn't turn it in, which, by the way, you obviously didn't need it.
I can't believe I forgot about that.
I was wondering. I thought you were just being overconfident because, again, you had a Fu and an adamant armor, so why would you need it? Sheila 2 was the twin harp. Nobody got the twin harp, so we have no idea what music was.
Wait.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hang on. I was gonna say you nobody picked up the twin harp. They're all disqualified.
Yeah, and actually then it's got the pan, so.
Yeah, speaking of being cocky though, like I felt like, okay, so the seed was so generous, right? I'm like, what can I do to tempt the fates to make the seed not be so generous? And so of course I did not save right before the King Queen Evelyn fight. And there's Dark Knight Cecil, and I'm like, oh no, Cure 3. Like, his wave is enough there to even kill, I think my Fu had 1600 HP, so it's like, if I don't get this heal off, I'm going all the way back to the cave Evelyn saved. Because again, I was being cheeky, I was being
That doesn't-
cheeky.
That doesn't sound like you. Just to interrupt quickly. We do have our second place finisher is Woo Bear, finishing with a 1:23.56. So congratulations. It does still give Dragus a chance to get third place. But yes, there definitely has been some cheekiness in the seed. Unfortunately, a few of our runners did get a little trolled with some of the placement of items. Poidrag did actually manage to defeat Val and get the rat tail.
Okay.
And then after getting the Earth Crystal, did go do Tower of Zot. And by that point, we knew exactly where the Darkness Crystal was at the top of Tower, which he did not check it until, like, he had checked everything, including Sealed Cave.
Yeah, that felt real bad for me because I cleared everything except that Val spot. I did the Leviathan fight. I checked Sheila 1 for the Earth Crystal. I went to Sealed Cave and saw the Legend Sword there. And I'm like, well, great. It's either Val or Tower, and then it was Tower. And I'm like, oh no. And I thought I was way behind. Apparently, I'm guessing the Moon went pretty well for me. Very clean fights all the way through.
Yeah.
But I was a little worried, like, oh great, literally only one spot I hadn't checked, and it was Val, which is going to be everyone's last spot they check. So-
Yeah.
So let me interrupt because
Yeah.
I like to do one of my favorite memes here where we have 5 little heroes running through the Sylvan Cave, and they're about to bop Yang in the head with the pan, or they're gonna scoop up Yang and bop him in the head with the pan, and then the good fairy is gonna give them an item.
Which will be nice. Also, Dragus did finish in third place and is here in the channel with us as well. Congratulations, Dragus. You were not that far behind in Venerable on that one.
Thanks. Yeah, I figured at some point it was going to be close.
Oh, it definitely was. Inven is currently getting the twin harp for us so we can get some music. But how did you find that? You had a palom in that seed, unlike some of our other runners. And how did you find that?
I had a palom instead of other people.
Well, yeah, we other folks had like multiple edges or multiple foos, and you instead had both of the twins.
I pretty much found them and I was like, palom could be up faster than the foos depending on what the spells are giving me.
Yeah, that is also true.
And yeah, I found that to be a little bit true.
I know there's restream delay, but I just discovered something rather peculiar about Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, after you've been, I forget at what point in the game it does it, but at a certain point, yeah, you can get black chocobos in the Baron
No,
Castle.
It's actually the inverse of that. It's that
Oh.
they spawn in the forest after you get the Darkness Crystal, but the island forest did not have a black chocobo in it. I went there and there was not a black chocobo there, which is very. I'm guessing all the others get them, but that one doesn't for some reason, or there's a bug in the beta and I'll report it forthwith. One or the other.
Yeah, you should report it anyways, but interesting.
Oh, also, I forgot to grab that Earth Crystal from Sheila. I mean, the Twin Harp. And Dark Elf won't even talk to you now. He's supposed to talk to you and murder you, but we're not getting spoken to and murdered. I'm very
Aw.
sad, Dark Elf. Murder me, please.
Please
All right.
murder me. Yeah, okay.
I've got multiple bugger reports to submit. I'm glad y'all told me to go do music.
Yeah, see, we're helping. Because this is still in beta. We do still have our other official version at the main site. We just, there's new flags. We want to play with them. So it's always good if you want to play some beta flags. They are open to everyone. Please help us bug test it so we can get it out into the prime sooner rather than later. Come on, you gotta go talk to Sheila.
I'm going. I'm just typing in bug reports.
No, you can't type. Get Sheila. We need music. So, anything we've been ignoring poor Dragus here. Any other feelings, impressions on this flag set? How did you find the both of you, the hunt for the Darkness Crystal, and then the fight through the moon, and those behemoths?
Definitely interesting. It's get darkness, then boss rush.
I was glad that we had the behemoths just for the little extra bonus XP. Like, I'd bought a few sirens just in case I needed them, but the behemoths took care of quite a bit of my leveling, which was very nice. I'm glad they were still included.
So before we continue, we have two more finishers. We have Flurry 14 who finished at about 1 hour 29 minutes, and then PK 4787 finished about a minute behind that. The bot is
Died.
down.
The bot died again.
Oh, no.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Someone yell at Nirm.
I listen. I yelled at Nirm earlier, and he ignored me then too. So.
Wow, okay. The Fabul Chocobo Forest also doesn't get a black chocobo.
Take that for bull.
I'm gonna go dig into vanilla and double check just to see which places actually get one and which ones don't. This is curious.
I think it was just the Baron one that gets a new.
Yeah, I thought it was just Baron.
Huh. Okay.
It is something to suggest
That's so interesting that only what makes Baron so special.
because it's home base.
Okay, fair enough.
It's where we live in Ven.
Speak for yourself, Natara.
I am. Also, everyone, please feel free to ping Nirm in the Free Enterprise Discord.
Oh boy, the penalties are. Boy, the
Listen.
penalty for a down bot, man.
Listen, you break the bot, you gotta be here to fix it.
Oh, jeez.
You can hate. Listen, hashtag blame Natara.
Nah. In this case, we'll accept the evilness.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, gonna fight Mylonzi. Poor Mylonzi. Hanging out on the moon with all of the, actual moon bosses. We had some French vanilla on the moon.
All right. Now let's see if we can get some music here. Actually, we had a good tune when I was playing my seed. We had Costa del Sol from Final Fantasy VII.
Nice. That's a chill tune.
Exactly. It's like I finished my stream and I just took a save state and then I just loaded it. I was like, we're gonna finish this stream with this pleasant tune. And now my favorite part, everybody destroying themselves.
That's the spirit. Okay, getting ready for those tunes. See if we can identify it. Poydrak's stream is having some issues, having some delays right now. That is on Poydrak's side, so we apologize for that. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I could spoil it, but
You know how this
what it
works,
is.
Nintaro.
yeah.
For 100,000 gold pieces, name that tune.
I'm gonna wait until I actually see Edward walk to the thing on stream so I don't spoil it. But I know the tune. Most people in chat will know the tune. Or many. And it is Frog's Theme from Chrono Trigger. I won't sing along because I won't be on time with the restream tunes. This is epic for Bygin. Oh hey, the bot is back.
All right, well, I owe Natara 100,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, this is how I make my money.
Unfortunately, Dragon Warrior rules are in effect, so she could only carry 65,535.
That's still more than I currently have, so I'm okay with that. I'm also saying yes to the Dragon Lord. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, there's the Tara holding A. She should be holding B.
Nope. Holding it. Okay, so we are fighting Yang here on the moon, so we are getting close with Motos, and Poidrak is having his own personal slideshow, but I believe he is also on his way. Oh my gosh, this is especially appropriate. Yeah, why are you frogs? What have you done?
It seemed appropriate.
Oh, you're right. It is appropriate. I didn't think of that. That is super smart. And a moon
Yeah,
veil. You can just leave this
Venables
forever. I love it.
Yep, he's got you.
It's perfect. I'm sorry I ever questioned you. No, I'm not. Okay, so Poidrak gonna start fighting that line of moon bosses. I'm not sure if this is the last one from Motos or the second last one.
That is the second to last one.
Second
so
last.
one more to go. And I believe Poidrak has 3 more spots to go.
Yeah, but it looks like because of the extra spots that he did, he's got even more levels than some of the others, because probably because of those the 10 key items. So he is definitely not in any trouble. Is going to go through these fights very quickly. Sure, the same can be said for Motos.
So after judges' deliberation, I believe that Flurry is going to be officially clocked in at 1 hour, 29 minutes, 16 seconds, and PK 4787 will be clocked in at 1:30:16.
I love that we just have Frog's theme on loop.
Well, we have 4 dead frogs. That's all I know.
Okay, and we... Oh yeah, I forgot it was the Dark Imps here. That's so funny.
And
Oh yeah, they were another great
just got
source of XP.
stoned.
Just life glitching them instead of having to go back and do any grinding.
Yeah.
Like they got my Porum just enough, I think, to hit Cure 4, which was exactly what I wanted.
Very fabulous. Oh, it looks like, yeah, so Motos is done. Let's see whether he does that grind or not. Oh, there was the tower key. So Motos does have the crystal. So that means, see if he does the save. Yeah, he's going back for a save, which I think is smart, honestly. And then we will have our third on-screen player to go fight Zeromus, with honestly Poidrak not that far behind, especially with how easy the imps are. If Poidrak does not go back and save, we could actually have both of them in the Zeromus fight very quickly within range of each other. Okay, and before we get into that, are there any last comments from Dragus or Invenerable?
Not really.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming in. Sorry the interview was a little fragmented, but congratulations on your third place finish.
Thanks.
Okay. Lots of people in the crystal section, so this is gonna be potentially close.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, I'd say Motos definitely has the advantage by a good 2 minutes because Poydrak still has to knock out the Dark Imps, but you never know with these Zeromus fights what's going to happen.
Yeah, because even though some of our runners make it look incredibly easy, it is really truly a difficult fight. So it's just, we had a very good party, excellent gear, and these runners have done this so many times. They're just so familiar with the format of this fight, so they can really just mitigate a lot of the problems Zeromus can cause very well. We really did have a square day between the Z Sprite and the harp song. You're absolutely correct.
The world is square.
World is square.
I'm just,
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say the world ends with you, and I'm like, another square RPG, but not in this game, or not here. The world is your burrito. I wish. Okay, dark side. Let's see if you can do it this time. Spoilers, you can.
Wow, bold prediction there from Natara here.
Listen, I've played enough Kingdom Hearts games. I know how this goes.
Yeah, that's fair. I have played precisely 0 Kingdom Hearts games.
That's fair. Yeah, this is literally usually the tutorial boss.
All I know is that Motos is 15 ticks away from losing a Fusoya, so needs to hurry up and get that cure off. There it is. Okay, we're safe. Probably could use another cure for it, though, to be honest.
He's fine. And we are going to have them both at Zeromus at the same time, so again, or it seems likely, so depending on the strategy, this could be close. I do think Motos is currently, ahead enough that it's likely going to finish first, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Or not. We have 2 dead characters here. Oh my. Oh my.
It's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. What could possibly go wrong?
A black hole.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Ooh, going for life 2 here instead of the cure 4. Down to 8 ticks here, and safe again. Wow, you're oh boy, you're really keeping the stress up here.
It's almost like he's practiced this.
Of course, the thing is, if you only have 3 characters alive, the cure 4 becomes more powerful. So, I mean, that is a consideration.
Oh, it definitely is. And with that Porum, chances are she's not going to make it all the way through the fight. Her HP just isn't high enough. So it'll be interesting. While Poydrak's party is better situated with levels and HPs. So curious to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. As Edge is going to be a recipient of a nuke here. Wow, that was quite the nuke. 420 hit points. Ouch. And then a counter for 5,000 and 4,000. I think Poydrak might win this, actually.
That's what I mean. If you just balance the damage and have the strats set up correctly, you can really outdamage someone else who got to the fight before you. We've seen it happen time and time again. So this is actually pretty close between these two. I really can't wait to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, I think 40,000, 50,000 damage has already been issued by Poydrak in maybe a minute. So, oh golly. And we have simultaneous Big Bangs for a grand total of about 13,000 HP of damage. Oh, and Motos has to reset. Oh no.
Oh no, yeah, that's not good. And where Poydrak got the nerf off while Motos did not. So taking a full damage hit. And that is Crash Bang for Poydrak, finishing with an official time of 1:45.42 in 6th place. So congratulations. And it sounds like he is in here already for an interview. Congratulations on that Z fight. That was.
That suddenly ended quick, didn't it?
It did, and not only that, Motos actually made it into that fight before you. So we at first thought he was going to finish just before you did, but you had higher levels and just way out damaged. So he died just before you defeated Zeromus. So unfortunately, he's gone back to get some levels, and you finished off handily.
Yeah, I think I actually skipped the refill in that completely by accident. Didn't mean it. Because that definitely wasn't 128,000.
Yeah, no, that went very quickly. You're right. So, but very well done. How did you find that seed?
Well, Scholar rolled it, and there it was.
Yeah, I will note you are the only person who actually managed to defeat Valvalis, and one of only two of the featured runners who even attempted it. So that was definitely interesting.
Yeah, well, I sort of at that point had the tools to deal with it, with having just gone and got that Excalibur and the defense sword. Had a couple of things to throw that made it a whole lot easier. Even without them, that was going to be a fairly simple fight. I just needed to keep up the blinks, which the two foods could do fairly handedly. In that, it was just a matter of just getting through it. Unfortunately, it didn't pay out this time, but you can never really tell until you've actually got through it. I wasn't actually planning on Porum getting any levels in that, just so you know. It was sort of an accident that she survived that behemoth fight, and I thought, well, I guess we're doing that now. And
yeah, well, it seemed to help you a lot.
Yeah, and even at the end there, she had just that white robe which we got from the Paladin spot. That was all she needed for white, it seems, because she was still doing 7,000 damage with it. So, go Porum!
Well, excellent. Well, is there anything else you want to kind of let us know about or talk about before we wait to clue this up with Motos?
Yeah, I sort of just wish I went through that a little bit more smoothly. I felt like I was doing too much in it. But then, especially with foos and edges, but really can't do too much. That darkness crystal was a little bit hidden up on that on the top of the bottom tower. So yeah. Other than that, really just good luck to everyone on this because it's easy, but it's got hidden depth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I won't lie to you, we were all rooting for Val to have the actual value. And had Val had the value, which is interesting to say 10 times fast, but you would have been way ahead of everyone. But unfortunately, not the case.
Rando's got a rando. Have a good evening, everyone. And have fun.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Poydrak.
Good game. All right, and that leaves one featured runner, and that's Motos.
Yep, and he did complete a bit of leveling, and I think is in a better shape to go into this Zeromus fight. And again, Motos is quite an experienced runner, so I do not expect any problems at this point. It should go really quite well. So that means I should probably stop telling InBen to keep playing the frog music, which he is still playing on his stream, by the way. Being a good team player.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be amazed if I just synced up right there.
Yeah. You were pretty good, actually, considering.
Yeah, especially since we're now listening to Motoss's stream here.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be great. Come on, you can do it, Motoss. I cannot wait to see how much better this Zeromus fight is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be quite significant. All of his characters were deep into the 50s. There were a couple 60s in there. So, yeah, I expect this to be significantly easier.
When even Porum has 2,000 HP, you know you're in good shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus he gave her that silver apple that he had.
Yeah, on top of that. But we all know that there is one being more evil than Natara. It's Zeromus.
Denied. I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No.
Okay.
Zeromus wishes it was as evil as me.
I swear, after this, I'm going to watch The Ultimate Pit of Darkness. That's all I'm going to say.
Truth. Okay, crystal time. Time for that. Get some dark side going. And again, I don't expect this fight to take very long at all.
No, definitely it's going to be much easier as we watch the credits roll on Poydrak's side. Bursk. Everybody's favorite spell.
For a moment, I thought that Fu cast Zerk on himself, and I was going to be like, no, don't throw this away. And then I realized it was on edge, so that was lovely.
Okay. We are not using a slow on Zeromus here. Is that what's going on here? Or is he trying to time it? I don't know, but yeah, he's going to get hit with a pretty hard big bang here, and this will be... Oh boy, that hurt, but still in the game.
Yeah, because again, if he had that white gear and put that on Porum, that's going to help a lot. Plus, at least one adamant armor. So, yeah, no, I think he's going to be...
Yeah, and I think he's just letting the edges do their thing, hitting him for 4,000 points a cycle. Yeah, do that 25 times and you're a winner.
That is correct. Is he just doing Berserk strats?
At this time, I think we're also going to see a white spell. And now it's time for another big bang.
Yeah.
Wow, those big bangs are hitting hard today.
They often do, and while they do have a range, yeah, those big bangs are punishing, which is why you want to kill Zeromus as quickly as possible, or really know how to nerf the damage on those.
Well, I tell you what, that was just 10,000 damage there to that Motoss, or to that Darkimus, excuse me. That definitely hurt. Gonna get everybody cured back up except the Fusoya, or that was walled. So that Fusoya will be dead after the next big bang, but should be okay after that because the Cure 4s are just gonna get stronger.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a good time to remind everyone that our next race that will be restreamed will be Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific on Random Mania. It's likely going to be Random Mania Prime, so looking forward to that as always.
And that is, of course, like all of our community races, open to anyone who wishes to participate. It will be the same set of flags. We run the same flags throughout the week, but gives you a good opportunity to try this again with a different seed. So it could roll out completely differently, even with the same flag set. So definitely be pretty interesting to see what happens. You just have to join our Discord if you are not already there. And we do these Monday and Friday weekly races every week. And there's also, if you're not already in the Discord, we do asynchronous races, we do live races, but offline with each other. Lots of racing going on, lots of practice, and a good chance if you want to try out this randomizer, lots of opportunities to do so.
Indeed.
I'm actually really surprised that Porum is still alive on Motas's side.
All right, we're bringing back the bursts.
Listen, we gotta keep that burst going. It does the damage.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are in the second half of Darkness's HP pool, and now we're getting back to that 4,000 HP per smack.
Ooh, is that a Meteo I saw? Hopefully.
I don't know. Oh, yep, that is definitely a Meteo. That's the victory lap.
Yay, Meteo! I was very hopeful.
Yeah, yeah, and here comes the nuke. He's like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, at that point, you don't worry about counterattacks. You just want to directly get to that. Okay.
And here comes the nuke, and there goes the flash and the very slow descent of Darkamus.
But that does mean Motas is finished with an official time of 1:58.21. So GG to Motas, who should be coming in for an interview. We'll just give him a moment. And there he is. Congratulations on that finish.
Oh, thank you.
It must have not been so fun the first time you went through, but it definitely showed all you needed with those couple of levels, and you came and showed Zeromus who was boss.
Yeah, it was two things that got me the first time. One, Porum's health wasn't right, and I got some high rolls. And second, I was the exact wrong agility.
Yeah, we noticed the speed on those big bangs. We were like, oh wow, that is fast. Because you had actually entered Zeromus at that point before Poydrak had, but because of the speed and the damage there, it just did not go so well for you on that Z fight. But you got to demonstrate kind of the two sides of that Zeromus fight, how it can be absolutely punishing, but also how absolutely easy it can be when you set it up correctly.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think probably my biggest mistake was planning to use Berserk strats in the first place. I mean, they gave us Palom, so I really should have been doing Reflect strats to begin with. I'm just not great at it, so I usually kind of try to go. I didn't have enough money to get the Bacchus wines that I wanted when I was in the Underworld, and I felt like I was behind, so I couldn't go back down to get them.
Absolutely. And listen, your Berserk strats worked just fine. You killed Zeromus with, I think everyone was still alive at the end, even Porum. So I think that worked out just fine. So, any particular comments about that seed and what you felt about that flag set?
I mean, I really like the flag set because there's no choices to make, right? I'm almost willing to bet that everybody did the moon in the exact same order, right? They went to Bahamut, then they went top down.
Yes, that's exactly what happened because, again, for a couple, like in Venerable, as soon as they defeated that last spot, went immediately down, didn't even go and save, just went straight to Zeromus. So, yeah, that order definitely was logical.
Yeah, and I mean, with the forced Bahamut fights and the no pass, it's kind of a no-brainer. For some reason, I was thinking there's a forced Bahamut fight in the Crystal Palace section, but I see that was not the case. I was getting it messed up with the evil mask and evil minds, but the Kanazo at Bahamut was definitely a little rude.
It definitely was, but you and everyone actually handled it quite well, considering. But yeah, it was definitely quite rude.
I feel pretty good about my time considering I pretty much chased every rabbit hole. I was really not leaving any stone unturned. I think the only thing I ran into that I didn't actually do was Valvalis at Ashura.
Absolutely, and you attempted it at least, which some of the other runners didn't. Of the restreamed runners, only Poidrak actually fought and defeated Val to get the rat tail.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I thought I could take her as long as I could hit her, but once I got in and it was clear Fu wasn't going to do the job, then I was like, oh, I need to leave that for later.
Yeah, absolutely. And turned out that was the smart play anyway, so definitely good job on that. Any other comments you want to make before we clue this up?
I mean, thanks everybody for watching, of course. Thanks everybody on the Restream team tonight for making it happen. And let's play more community races with weird and unique flags like this. The beta lets us do so much, and it's so much fun to get out of our normal routing mindset. So even though my placement wasn't great tonight, I still had a lot of fun just because it's something new that we're not used to playing.
Absolutely. I've been having a lot of fun myself with the beta flags. And I just want to note that in 8th place, we have Kinda Nerdy Housewife finishing with 2 hours, 1 minute, and 14 seconds. And with that, is there anything else you want to say to lead us out, Game Boy, before we send everyone off?
Yeah. I do want to say that it's been a real pleasure commentating with you, Natara, and this is something we've been wanting to do for a very long time, so I'm glad we finally got that opportunity. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Definitely a lot of fun was had. And thanks again to Couch 23 Hour Tracker and Smapety, our wonderful restreamer. With that, we're going to be sending everyone over to, I believe it's Speed Gaming 2, where we have a Crystallis race, a randomizer race between Demarine 2, one of our admins, and Silverfire, one of our community members. So that should be excellent.
Oh my goodness. Those are probably the last two people that they want to race against each other, if you know those two very well.
Quite the opposite. Well, yeah, they don't want to race against each other for the skill, but they definitely want to race against each other for the fun. So Everyone has finished the race. Thank you so much for coming out, and hope to see you all back Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Thanks, everyone.